Hey, friends, welcome back to yet another exciting episode of Friends of the Squared Circle. I'm your host, Cranderq, aka my real name. Now, as you saw in the beginning of the video, you want to be just like me and be down with the wrestling from the 313. Check out our buddy over there, Mike D, and his podcast that is starting out. We have two very special guests today, all the way from Belgium and Germany. I am so excited for this. This is reaching a whole nother level here at Friends of the Squared Circle. We have Jana and Jasper joining us on Friends of the Squared Circle. Guys, how you doing today?
I'm doing very fine. Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited you're here.
Yes, thank you as well. We are very glad to be guests on your show. Thank you for being such a wonderful host. And and as we record this, I don't know if I can say it, but happy 4th of July.
It is 4th of July here in America. It is the day of the fireworks for the next 3 weeks, where people just have extra money, apparently, to blow things up and then complain because milk prices are too high. So that's how we live in America, I guess. So
a wonderful life.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty crazy. We'll hear them all night. I have to get up early in the morning for my real job, not my podcast job, and it's just kind of annoying. But I used to be that guy as a kid, so I guess it's just karma coming full circle for me. So, just to ask, because as I told you off camera, we are somewhat kind of uneducated over here in America. Do you guys have a day of independence or a celebration like we do?
Yeah, Belgium, Germany. I don't know. Anna?
Yeah. We already have the 21 Juliet, and this is our national day. We make fireworks too. It's the only day in Belgium we make fireworks. The other days, we may not doing this.
Okay, gotcha. So I'm learning a little bit, so I can be more educated on this side of the pond, as they say. So.
Yeah, Germany is obviously it's Germany. It's October 3rd. It's the day of German unity, as you know, the GDR as well as the Federal Republic when they united in 1989. Since 1990, we've got that as a state holiday, and
very nice.
Yeah, it's not that celebrated as you Americans celebrate your holidays, especially Independence Day, I guess.
Yeah, we celebrate way too much, way too big all the time.
It's okay. It's cool. In Germany, we are always so some kind of stiff. Yes, of course, this is a very important date, and everything is okay, wonderful, thank you. And then the next day arrives, and nothing happened, and so on. In America, let's have a barbecue and let's have fireworks, and so everything. I wish sometimes.
Let's wear our flag on our shorts and scream America. You know.
Yeah, let's be proud of it.
Yep. We're weird. We're definitely weird. Well, we'll start with this right here. We'll jump into it. Jana, what are some of your first memories of wrestling?
My first memory was the WrestleMania 9 that I have looked with my father at home, and it was the first WrestleMania I ever looked, and I was so crushed. From the beginning, I knew that wrestling would be the love of my life.
Nice. How about for you, Jasper?
Yeah, my earliest memory about pro wrestling is I guess I was 6 years old. I assume this might have been 97, 98, something like that. And we were getting a pay TV decoder box at home. And they were just tuning it to get all the programs, the pay TV channels. And then I saw some scenes from ECW, because this was the channel which first was on. And I saw people throwing chairs around. Everything was so colorful. They were in a mood. They were crying, shouting, everything. And so I think this is my earliest memory about wrestling.
Gotcha. Now, Jana, was there anybody during that WrestleMania that stuck out to you character-wise that you liked or disliked?
I was crushed in the first moment with the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels. I adore him so much till now. It was awesome. I was a child too, and everything was big and loud and screaming, and I was shocked already to what they done all in the ring. There's nobody I didn't like. It's very from the first time I saw it. I was crushed already. Yeah.
Gotcha. And then Jasper, any wrestlers that stood out right in the beginning there for you?
Not really in the beginning, but as it developed the interest in pro wrestling, and as I got older, I definitely had Sting lined up
Okay.
at one level with DDP. Those were my heroes.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, for me it was always I kind of liked the characters that a lot of people didn't like. Everybody liked like the Michaels, the Bret Harts, as well as like you said, Sting and them. I kind of like the oddball characters. I was a cruiserweight fan when I watched WCW. When it came to WWF, I was a Gold Dust, Mankind kind of guy because they were creepy and mysterious. Even though I'm a big wuss when it comes to horror movies, I like those intriguing characters. Probably because I was able to watch them without being scared. So maybe that's why I kind of gravitated towards them. Did you guys get a lot of U.S. syndicated wrestling, or was it far in between for you?
I can only speak, of course, for Germany, but there was especially when the Monday Night War began, and I think in the mid of '97, there was a pay TV channel called DSF Action.
Okay.
Deutsches Sportfernsehen, German sports television. So, and this was a channel on pay TV, especially there was only wrestling on it. So you could
Okay.
watch Lucha Libre, AAA, you could watch
Oh,
Smoky
wow.
Mountain Wrestling, ECW, WCW, WWF until the end of '98, I guess, or WrestleMania 14, around that. And this was full packed with traditional pay-per-views as well, from 1990, 1991,
Wow.
and so on. Special episodes, as well as Monday Nitro, Thunder, Saturday Night, and so on. I was too young to really enjoy anything of it,
Mhm.
but I was watching it on free TV, which had a 3-week delay, I guess, at that
Oh,
time.
wow. Okay.
Yeah, so because of the translation and the
Mhm.
voiceover and so on. Yeah, but it was pretty packed until I'd seen 2001, really, when the Monday Night War just ended. WCW has been sold to WWF, and then it got a bit less wrestling programming, especially in free TV for German wrestling fans.
Okay. How about for you,
Yeah.
Jana? Oh, sorry.
It was like for Jasper, because till I have 12 years, I living in Germany too as well. So I got the same possibilities like him to watch wrestling.
That's very
The
nice.
same
I mean,
time.
just imagine like back then and the internet being a thing, it would have all been spoiled for you guys before you were able to get it. We won't ask Jana her age because it's inappropriate to ask a woman her age over here. But I'm sure you guys kind of all grew up in the same, time as I did. Um, were you more fans of WCW during the Monday Night Wars or the WWF? I know, Jana, you've already mentioned like HBK kind of being your favorite, but did you have allegiance more to WWF there?
Not really. My first live event was WCW,
Oh,
and
okay,
I was a huge fan of Eddie Guerrero as well.
very nice. Same
And
here. Yep.
and I will never forget. I get an opportunity to see him live, and I got a handshake from him. That is a moment
Oh,
I will never forget. I was 9
jealous.
years old. I didn't knew what the meaning about it, but when you grow up, you know the story about Eddie. You know that was a really really big moment for me.
Mhm.
Um, I I can't say that I prefer one of this promotion, because I have guys I liked at WCW, and I have liked people of WWF.
Okay,
So no, not especially.
gotcha. How about for you, Jasper? Did you have a split, or were you kind of one side or the other side?
I think this question is kind of an insult for me, because I was clearly a WCW guy. I
Same.
loved it I loved the WCW NWO era, and didn't watch WWF at the time. I just had to catch up when I was grown up.
Hmm.
All the episodes, the pay-per-views, and all the knowledge I've got today. Thank
Hmm.
you very much. But yeah, WCW clearly.
Yeah, for me, it was kind of. I know you guys are new to my page, so we'll rehash it real quick. I got invited over to play Sega at a friend's house. And then he was like, "Do you want to play with action figures?" And I just was kind of thinking, this is part of the game. These are the toys. And then I actually found it on TV. I believe it was HBK versus 123 Kid. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is actually on TV. So then it kind of like spiraled into that. And then I think he told me more about it. And then eventually I would watch WCW at my grandpa's house, where I was more sucked into it at that time. You know, the cruiserweights like Eddie. You know, I loved Chris Jericho, Dean Malenko. I was a Disco Inferno fan back in the day. You know, it was WCW for me until I found that there was another one, and I couldn't believe that there were two on. You know, so I always had the channel clicker go back to the TV guide channel, which would tell me it was on just in case Grandma walked down the hallway. But then I always remembered, okay, channel 32 or whatever it was, to zip back to WWF so then I could watch in between commercials. So
that's many fans did that during the Monday Night Wars, didn't they? So
yep.
We always read about things, stuff like that. That fans in the US were always channel switching between the breaks.
Mm-hmm.
And then, if you had the right product, yeah, you stuck by it. So
yeah, I just knew of like, because the NWO was just starting as I got into it, so I was a huge you know, Hogan guy back then, because I had remembered him from when I was little, from some movies and stuff that my uncle let me watch. And then one of the first pay-per-views that really sticks out still to this day is that pay-per-view with Hogan versus Sting at Starrcade '97. That was probably the first pay-per-view I ever got to see live. We recorded it on the VCR.
yes.
You know, so aging myself. But then the funny story was my uncle let me borrow the tape to bring back to Grandpa to watch and to bet him a quarter every match that I could tell him who was going to win. So, but yeah, Sting and Hogan in that era were very huge to me, because Hogan was black and white, Sting was doing the Crow. That's like my earliest pay-per-view memory. So.
This as you as you already mentioned, Starrcade '97. This is simply wonderful.
Mm-hmm. So Jana, how did you find your wrestling? Was it mostly TV? Were you guys lucky to get magazines? Did you guys? I'm assuming you guys have video rental places over there. Were you able to rent the tapes or anything? I know you guys already said you were on a 3-week behind, but were you able to get your media anyway else?
But the most was really the television, and then we
Okay.
got a journal. I think it didn't exist anymore about wrestling. It was like 10 pages of storylines
Okay.
and match cards. And yeah, on the school in the breaks, you find the other people that love wrestling, and you start to speak about it, and you collect
Mhm.
everything, the figures, and you yeah you make a match on the break of the school with your
Mhm.
figures, and everybody's watching, and then they are looking, and you see more and more people. Oh, what's that? And you start speaking about wrestling. Yeah.
Yeah, for kids today, before I let you go, Jasper, here, they have it so easy. Basically, we're recording a podcast from my phone. They have it at their fingertips. I just remember, you know, going to the local store and reading the magazine to see who was in the top tens, and like, oh, well, he's in the top 10. I'm gonna like that guy. That's basically kind of how I based my fandom in the beginning. I'm gonna throw my buddy Randy under the bus. That's probably how he got his favorite, you know, American football team, the 49ers, because they were pretty popular in the 80s and 90s. But Jasper, how did you get your media back then?
Can you repeat the question again, please?
So, like I was saying, kids today have like it all on their phone. They can watch it on YouTube, the streaming service, as well as, you know, other social media outlets that they use. For me, it was magazines and tapes. How did you find wrestling as a kid besides the TV?
Yeah, I think this is one early memory about wrestling as well. Since you mentioned Starrcade '97, this is a very interesting and yet funny story. It was around 1999.
Okay.
99. So in the beginning of 99, I remember this as if it was yesterday. And Stargate 98 was just finished. And
Mhm.
I heard already, as I was 8 years old, I heard about somebody ended Goldberg's streak. Oh my God,
Okay.
this was a moment for me as a kid to watch. And I found a VHS with something on it by coincidence, and I put it inside the VCR, and I put it on play, and then I saw, oh my God, this is Starcade. This is there's a match. Oh my God, maybe this is Starcade 98. I can watch this, and then I found out, okay, this is not a red symbol, this is a blue symbol, and this is Starcade 97, and this is Hogan versus Sting. So it took me, I guess, about a few weeks since for me to find out. No, this is a huge disappointment for me. This is not the Stargate 98 match between Nash and Hogan, obviously, which I
Mhm.
wanted to see. So this was a way. I had two brothers, and the middle brother, so my older brother, but not the oldest, was watching wrestling on free TV. Had VHS records around, and
Very.
yeah, and I simply fell in love with that, watching it, because then
Mhm.
I got curious after that incident I just told you about. I got very curious and searched for some other tapes stuff, and then of course there was wrestling on it as well, and so I got into it. Um, and as I got older, of course, I was not in the position as I was 5, 6, 7 years old when WCW was
Mhm.
in 1995, 96, 97. I could not put anything into frames. But as I got older, I bought all these VHS, these special episodes, and so on, to just refresh, or to have the knowledge about it and to understand it in a very different, circumstance. At whole. This was my way to get about this time, as about, my pro wrestling fandom in the beginning. I just watched it at the moment when it was there, but I rewatched it couple of years later to get the energy back and
Mhm.
to understand all the storylines about it. So I had the love two times.
Very nice. Very nice. Now, Yana, you mentioned you got to shake hands with Eddie Guerrero at a local show. Did you go to a lot of shows when they came through? Did you go to the independent scene in your area growing up? Or was that just kind of a one and done thing for you when you were a kid?
Uh, the WCW was when I was 9 years old, and then there was a big break.
Okay.
I restarted in age of 20, 21, I think, when WWE is coming to Germany. And after a long time, I would say I started to hate WWE. I
Okay.
didn't like the stories, and all my favorites are gone. And then I was looking what's happened about wrestling near from me, and I found a promotion, a German promotion that has shows in Cologne, not far from me, and I started
Okay.
to go there. And yeah, till now I'm sticking there. And then I have seen another promotion in Germany. I follow them. That now there are 4 or 5 German promotion. I switched to go and watching.
Very nice. Very nice. How about for you, Jasper? Your first live events? Did you go to a lot of indies? Did you go to more wrestling as it came through, or was it kind of when you got to adulthood that you were able to attend?
Yeah, I was really was able to attend when I was an adult,
Mhm.
or a juvenile. Would say six. I think my first wrestling live event was when I was 15 or 16. It was in uh, what guess, either it was Cologne or it was Brunswick, in Germany. So it was a WWE live tour.
Okay.
Um, I attended both of these WWE shows, but I don't know which was first. And those were my really first live experiences I had with wrestling, and of course it was joyful, was very interesting, new for me. It was an attraction to see them live. And this hand touched Randy Orton's chest.
Very nice. You guys got some famous handshakes and celebrity touches there. That sounds weird over here to me now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm winning a
Good.
stare down with Neville.
Oh.
Yeah, I got a stare down with him in Düsseldorf. He got a match against Rick, and I got a poster from him.
Mm-hmm.
And already Neville has won the match. And when he go away, I took the poster and I put it him really in the face, and he wanted to take it and crush it. And I said, no, don't even try it. And looked me in the eyes and stared down. And he has blinked on the first, so I won the stare down.
That is bragging rights there. I'm sure you guys may be familiar with Ken Anderson. He is a local talent here. I'll have to send you guys a video later today. Him and I have a little rivalry in the independent scene. I always make signs for him. Him and I go back and forth. There's a transfer he tried to kiss me. And you know how they do that little psych out? I remember to look behind him because when he did that, I didn't even see him do it. So I thought pretty proud of myself. So. Yeah, Ken Anderson's a bully.
Yeah, you have to.
Yep. You got to show him who's boss once in a while. So with that, we'll kind of segue a little faster into your adult lives here. Now, I know you guys both work on the podcast for your AEW. Jana, we'll start with you. Give us your story and your part in that, and then we'll get Jasper's as well, what you guys do on your channel.
So already we are the AEW Fans Germany podcast. Jasper was there before me. He started with Francesco, if I'm sure, and
a few weeks earlier.
Yeah, and
Okay.
they are searching for more people for doing the podcast and the news pages. Yeah, I got an interview with them, and I think the day after this interview, I got an email. You're on. We are crazy to not take you, and I was really really happy. I was on a wrestling show a day later, and everybody I showed this email. Look! I'm in. They took me, and I was so proud of it. And yeah, it's still October last year, and I'm happy. I found a new family.
Very nice, very nice. How about for you, Jasper?
Yeah, it's almost the same way as the page was searching for new podcasters or members in general for the page to help them out with news, with podcasts, and so on. I was just applying for it, and I got an answer, and then we had a conversation, and they took me, because I don't know exactly why, but they think I can talk in a quite good manner. It's not my decision. It's not my opinion. They just told me that, and then I landed on the podcast, and ever since I just ranked myself up in the position, and now I'm producing it.
Very nice.
Or organizing it, producing it, and put all the work in the post-production, uploading it, creating thumbnails, and so on. Yes, that's the quick development of me and the team.
So on my end, I had to start my own little show, fully funded by me. It's basically a phone and a website. I don't put much into it. I'm slowly getting into editing and stuff on my TikTok, which is more just Q&A stuff to keep throwing out there to build the brand. And then I'm hoping one takes off and does really well. That's why I always put my little stamp at the end to follow me on this. Mine's just pretty much homegrown. It literally started as just a side project. It was supposed to be one episode a month. And like I kind of told you guys off camera, it's kind of blown up where I have so many like in storage now to post. Every day I'm lining up interviews for this as well as Show Me the Collectibles, my other page. It's just been insanely great. And I know I have a neat little market that I have here of just interviewing fans about being fans. So I think I, kind of stick out a little bit for that. And just like you guys, you're trying to build your brand over there as I'm trying to build mine here. And that's why I'm so excited to have you guys, from Belgium and Germany. And I'm so glad you speak English because there was no way I was going to be able to speak German, for more than 10 seconds on this show. So that was the best part about that email when it's like, we speak English. So
So as I hear it, as I listen to you, I think we are in a very similar position as we are promoting our stuff.
yep.
You and us, obviously. Since we are, I don't know if you call it in English. Do you call it niche? A small range is a niche.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So you are, you are putting content out for a niche of pro wrestling fans who are interested in other pro wrestling fans as well, all over the world. And also, if for German people, we are producing content not only for a niche, which is pro wrestling in Germany, which is a niche because we are a soccer country. But also we are even more niche because we are AEW exclusive. So that's similar ways. It's very interesting to talk about it and to listen to your story as well.
Yep. Yeah, for me, I'm a big indie guy over here. So, like, I say it all the time on this podcast. We have a lot of promotions in my area. There's probably over 20 that are just within a few hours' drive from me. We have another hotbed in Illinois, Chicago area. So it's in this radius. I probably have about 50 to 60 promotions that I could go to because it's easy to travel, and it would be under 10 hours for me to travel. And the farthest I have gone is 6 hours to meet Dustin Rhodes because I'm a huge Rhodes guy. I like Dustin more than I like Cody because Dustin was in my life first as Goldust and then the Natural. I'm very blessed in my neck of the woods. We have a lot of wrestling. I'm known a little bit in the scene as I was the crazy sign guy in the beginning because I would get them ripped up on purpose. Because I would put weird things on them, or one of my favorite go-tos is a sign is "Who are you?" because they take that personally. So when there's a new guy and I know he's going to be the bad guy, I like to throw that one up just to get his reactions. So, but before we keep talking about me and go down this huge rabbit hole, Jana, with AEW, you kind of just said to Dustin. Who are some of your favorites in AEW right now?
I really, really like Ethan Page.
Okay.
I think he's so talented and a really underrated superstar. For me, it's a little bit like the Dolph Ziggler of WWE. He can do so much things, but he never got a title.
Okay.
So I don't
now,
know.
He did a little Time and Impact, if I am correct, I believe.
Yes,
and then he's also come through. He's friends with a couple of the local guys here, Top Flight. They're always out shopping with Darius, and him are always out shopping for collectibles. So, and they got their start kind of right in this backyard of mine. Here is Top Flight. So,
I really think he deserves more in this company, but he's on a good way.
Yeah, and the nice thing is too is that he's young. The company's young. Once some of these stars from yesteryears start, making them the focal point, I think he'll be okay, as well as some other young talent there. Any other favorites besides Ethan Page? And
I really like Daniel Garcia too.
Okay,
it's the same thing. A long time I was really a fan about Orange Cassidy, but I think he's stucking, and he's just joking in the ring and everything like that. I really appreciate it, but now it's time to make a change for him.
Okay,
I don't know.
I can see that. Okay, how about for you, Jasper? Any favorites in AEW?
Sorry for that, but I just have to add, if we are recording some podcast, her eyes are always switching into hard.
No!
She's talking about Ethan Page and Daniel Garcia. We have to put it on international. So it's
how you can do this to me?
Sorry. So I just had to. I was smiling inside. I had to let it out.
Yeah, heart goes out for Ethan Page. Okay.
Nonetheless. Nonetheless, of course, I have to go with Sting. What a surprise!
Okay.
But I don't have any I don't have any favorites in AEW.
Okay.
Since I would point out, oh my God, I love Jungle Boy or I love MJF or something. I'm just impressed for a time like this where so much has been developed and we have seen so much already as wrestling fans within the last 25 and 30 years. Wrestlers are still able to show us some new things. So I'm always impressed with the variety of the roster and the young people who come up next, and the work together with the old stars who try to bring the young guys over. And this is something I focus on more than on being a superstar fan. If
Okay.
you want to, my preference, I like the Acclaimed, of course. And okay, yes, and the Guns. I love the Guns.
And
Okay,
yes, but the two of them are not so good like FTR. You already know it.
you don't have any idea. So you don't have any idea. Since you're always reviewing Dynamite, you don't have any idea because I'm
Yeah,
the
and you
collision guy.
with your
So
little collision
Now the
show right
personalities
there.
are coming out. Here we
yeah,
go.
no. Obviously, I provoked her. Sorry, no, not intended. But
Way to go, Jasper.
I love
Not
the Guns.
intended. Yeah.
I love the Guns, and it starts with selling moves. It starts by putting moves on opponents. It starts it goes further along with all the actions, how they present themselves, the entrance which they developed in such a great manner. And now the Guns thing, as they spit water out of it, and it was dark inside the arena, and you only see them, and things like this. I think they are really, really underrated. I really hope that we will see them be in the main focus for a long time, because I think absolutely they have the potential to do that on a long term. And if you
Very nice.
see
Very nice.
daddy ass, the genetics don't lie. So obviously they can do it 30, 40 years.
Yeah, he is a freak of nature. I've been able to meet him, oh boy, 2-3 times. Super nice. He is one of the harder handshakes besides Ryback and not Batista. The other name's escaping me off the top of my head. Those boys, they got a firm handshake. But Billy Gunn is a sweetheart. It's good to see that he's still kind of around, making a name for himself. Shout out to the Draft Bros. Here's a hard-hitting question for you guys. Do you feel that Billy Gunn deserves a major title in, say, AEW or when he was in WWE?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely, he deserves. I think now even he deserves to get a title reign in the AEW.
Okay. How about you, Jasper?
I think back in the days, I would have not liked to see it, because he came across a little. Again, we are telling stories about the Attitude Era, so everybody was crawling for the position. Everybody was trying to get into the position, and he was kind of stale to me as I was a young kid.
Okay.
And I think he was very well with the Road Dogg, the DOWG, and the tag team division.
Yep.
This worked out very well, and it was extraordinary. But I would wish him the best for now. So now I would see he's definitely a legend, which I can see a belt on. That doesn't have to be the heavyweight championship, but maybe the TNT championship, international championship, something like that would give him a big push, because he's in a better shape than, for example, Jeff Jarrett, who played a major role in a few weeks ago in the international championship division. So I would like to see him, and I would buy it. I think he would deserve it.
Okay, perfect. Jared, that is for you. We did a draft where they drafted the top 10 people who have never won the title, and he kind of snuck Billy Gunn in towards the top. So we've been giving him a hard time about that. But those friends can watch that on a previous episode. I like Billy Gunn. Me, I personally don't see him in that Attitude Era as a champion, as well as now. I feel it's kind of, are we going to put another old veteran at AEW's top? I just don't see it, but I agree with maybe a couple of runs with the smaller title there would be fine. How about tag teams? Is there any tag teams out there that you're impressed with? I know a lot of people are fans of the Young Bucks, and now it seems like a lot of people are turning on the Young Bucks. Jana, how about for you? Who are some of your tag teams that you like?
Are we just speaking about AEW or even
Just in
every
general,
promotion?
anybody you want to throw out there, if there's some in your scene that you feel that need more spotlight, here's the time to give them the shine.
For me, I already can speak for the WXW. It's a German promotion, and I really, really love the only friends. This is Bobby Gunn and Michael Knight. And yes, they're already tag team champions there, and I hope there
Okay.
will be for a long, long time. Uh, in time of WWE, I really love the Bushwhackers and the Smoking Guns.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, AEW, like I said, I love FTR. I think they are so talented. Each promotion they have done, they was so
Mhm.
great. And even today on WWE, I was really sad, like they're working with them. And when I saw that they're going to AEW, say, okay, oh my God, good choice,
Mhm.
because going back to WWE was breaking my heart for them, really.
How about for you, Jasper? Some favorite tag teams out there? I know you
As a
mentioned
kid,
the Acclaim. Just in general, anybody you want to
yeah,
put,
yeah.
on a pedestal here. So,
As a kid, I would definitely say I think my first memory would be the Dudley Boys. As
okay.
the year turned 2000, I was switching from WCW to WWF because it
Okay.
was edgier content, it was more action in it, and I was watching it really, and it was accessible. For me. So the Dudley Boys definitely, and it was the table spots. It was something completely new for me as a mainstream viewer.
Mhm.
And now, yeah, Guns, of course, all-time favorite tag teams. This is a very tough question. I think I could not answer this if I wanted to take every
Mhm.
tag team from every decade.
Right.
It's very
I'm
hard.
sorry, I forgot a very important tag team. Naturally, the X Generation, of course. No,
Oh, yep.
I'm
Yep.
so yes, so, sorry. How can I forget it? Shawn Michaels and Triple H. It was so awesome.
Yeah, I like them more with just those two, to be honest with you, than with the New Age Outlaws. Only because I feel like when they redid it, that in the later 2000s, um, it just felt right with Michaels coming back, and obviously being best friends with Triple H. I like that duo better more than I liked when they were all together with the New Age Outlaws. But that's nothing against Billy. It's just I just felt like they were just kind of the tag-alongs, as we like to call them over here, the goons that help the heels get over. So for me, tag team wise, always Top Flight. Mention them every time this podcast. We have a local group up and coming who have worked with Top Flight on the independent scene. Abby's gonna love this. NDS, as well as the Summit. Those are my boys. The Summit. They're collecting belts everywhere they go. But tag team wise, I always like the Yokozuna and Owen Hart combination. I just thought it was weird and different. As well as, like she said, Bushwhackers were fun. I remember them as a kid doing the thing to the ring. He just wrestled over here last year, I think. But yeah, it is hard to rope everybody into a category. But I'd have to say, Yoko and Owen stick out. The Freebirds, New Day. But then lastly, I know they're, everywhere right now with the bloodline, but I really liked the Usos when they first came out. I liked Umaga as a kid when I first got back into wrestling in 2008. I love the Samoan Spike. I love the throwback to him. But the Usos, I would say, are my overall favorite. I like them when they had the face paint back in the day to now. I'm not a big fan of like when they were doing more of the thug thing. I thought that was kind of below them. But they're amazing. They are my favorite. I made a sign. I don't have it hanging up in here. During the Chamber 2004, where they actually worked Road Dogg and Billy Gunn. I hold up the Uso sign, bright red sign. Got myself on camera during the pay-per-view. So kind of funny how we bring up Billy Gunn and the Usos and get to that point. I know, selfless brag. But last but not least, before we start rounding this or wrapping this up, rounding this around, Jana, is there any female wrestlers today, yesterday, that you enjoyed as a kid, as an adult? Who are some of your top female talents?
For the first, I have to say I don't like women's wrestling.
Oh,
Really
okay.
not.
That's fair.
But in the past, I really loved seeing Lita in the ring. For me,
Okay.
she was a little kind of different and crazy, and yeah, hard taking woman that I really loved. And I think already the woman division in every promotion around the world isn't it's not good. There are two or three women I say, yeah, that's a wrestler. Like I like Rhea Ripley or Ruby Soho.
Okay.
But for me, the women's division, I'm sorry. And greetings to Mela, you're the best.
How about for you, Jasper? Any women out there that you like in pro wrestling?
I have to go with Tori Wilson.
Okay.
So she's just, I think that would be my first crush in wrestling, something like that. It's and no wonders to it. She's definitely a beauty, but maybe that's just subjective. It's yeah. At the moment in AEW, if I would choose someone from AEW, because I'm not really into the WWE program, there I would go definitely with Rhea Ripley, just because it's simple. But yet she's so genius. AEW wise, I would definitely go boo as a mainstream guy. I would go with Britt Baker. I think she really has the bragging rights. She really has the personality, the character. She just formed the women's division, and if she tells on television that she's the reason for other people to be there, and she built that house AEW, and women's division in especially the women's division, she's absolutely right. She was a victim in a few matches. She was bleeding. She gave everything she had to put the women's division on top, and then just others followed and got into the division, and they are living from everything she built, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, she is a mainstay. 1, 2, she is, I would say, the face of that division right now, as they were starting out. For me, I love Rhea. Who doesn't? She's just so dominant. It's a different take on a woman's wrestler. That's why I feel like she stands out. It's not just the model-esque anymore. One of the ones that I really liked was Piper Niven when she came over, as well as Toni Storm. And then I was also, big supporter of Jordynne Grace, what she was doing there. Again, these are females that aren't just the model-esque, they're wrestlers, and they're out there just turning it up, and then I always was a big fan of, I'm drawing a blank. I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on her. Ruby. There we go. I was trying to think of her other name there for a while. She came through our local scene as well, as Heidi Lovelace, and I really hope AEW can give her the shine once she's done with what she's doing with Sierra and Tony, because I feel WWE could have had a unique champion before Rhea, with the tattoos and the punk look. So shout out to Ruby Soho. I've missed out 2 times on meeting her, and I'm still kicking myself. So hopefully one day we can get her to come through again. So you did?
Yeah,
I'm
met her. Yeah,
jealous.
She's lovely. She's really she's taking time for every fan, and it was really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I talked to her and Kimberly at one of the shows if they were going to be back at their table, and they said after the match that was on, and we were getting a snowstorm and 2 hours away from home, we decided to pack it in before the end of that match and got in the car to get home safely. But hopefully one day I can cross paths with her and tell her, what I think, how great she is, and that I missed meeting her twice.
But if you are coming to London to AEW on the Wembley Stadium,
I wish.
You wish, because there are 2 fan festivals, and there would be a chance to meet her.
Yeah, they had when AEW came through Minneapolis, they had like Daniel Bryan, who's another one of my favorites. Jim Ross, I believe it was the Ass Boys, and then the second night was Young Bucks and a few other people. I don't think she did her signing, but yeah, we went to 3 shows that week, and my now wife, Randy, take a shot. That's an inside joke. Forgot to tell you about. She went to 3 shows, 3 nights. She was a huge trooper, but I'm not sure if she was there or not because I wanted to do the meet and greet packages that night, but she was just like, no, you don't need to spend all that money. And I was like, well, I can, I have it. So, but anywho, to wrap this up, Jana, is there any social medias that you have that you want to share? Jasper, you as well, and then you guys can pick who plugs the AEW site there for you guys.
Yeah, ladies first. If you want, just do it.
No, start, Jasper.
Schnick, schnack, schnuck. So,
no, start. You missed that. Come on.
Yeah. So just if you want to get to our page, you can just follow us on any channel. I don't think now we are definitely not running Twitter in a very regular way because this is just insane. As a German wrestling site, you don't need to run Twitter because everybody in US is much faster and quicker, and you get the information firsthand. So
makes sense.
If you focus on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, of course, those are the main social channels, and you can follow us there, of course, under the name AEW Germany, respectively AEW German. We started to create this brand to be some kind of branch of AEW, the original one, but officially, of course, we are not yet. We've got the name AEW Germany, AEW Fans Germany, AEW Fans Deutschland, or as I introduce all our fans to our podcast, AEW Fans from Germany and Deutschland, which is basically the same. But we're dumb over here as well. So as you were already saying, we're not allowed to think. You can follow us on all our social platforms as you like. Just type in. You can see this wonderful logo here, which you can see in the camera. No, this is mirror. Okay, so I have to figure it out. If you see this logo, this is a logo of excellence, and you can follow it. And then you, will get all our new content weekly. 3 podcast episodes every week about Collision, Dynamite, and certain news, or a discussion, a community podcast where fans can just put comment on it. So
very nice. Any personal socials you want to plug or anything?
There's something I would love to say to all people around the world. It's not even for Germany or Belgium, it's for all the world. If you love wrestling, never stop to support your local heroes and your local promotions, because they need us to grow up.
Yes, definitely buy that merch. Argue with your favorites when they tell you no. That's a shout out to Darren Corbin, our sponsor. He always tells me no, that everything is free, even though I've tried to pay him. So, we'll get those links for you. We'll put them in the description as well as on the Facebook. We will show you off. And Jana, I'm going to ask you for 2 favors here. One, let's tell everybody on camera your nickname there and what it means. And then second, I'm wondering if you can just give me a shout out here and say thank you for being a friend of the Squared Circle in your native tongue there.
Okay, like you can read it in German here right now. I'm Jana, the Belgische Bissige Kampfhund. What's already mean the Belgian biting war dog, because I am a person really emotional, and if there is something I didn't like in wrestling, what's happened on the storyline, I'm biting on it. I'm really fighting for my ideas, and it's some kind of aggressive sometimes, but it's already me. And I just want to say thank you for having me. It was awesome. Just follow the guy because he's doing a great job.
Thank you. And Jasper, if you want to shout anything out here, as well as give us a shout out as well in your native tongue, the floor is yours, and we'll wrap this up here, guys.
Liebe Leute da draußen, AEW-Fans aus Deutschland und aus Germany, seid befreundet, folgt der Seite Friends of the Squared Circle. Was für eine Idee. Er hat's wahrgemacht. Er interviewt Fans auf der ganzen Welt. Es sind Wrestling-Fans auf der ganzen Welt und er interviewt sie zu ihren Helden, zu den Tag-Teams und so weiter. Ihr könnt es hier auf englischer Sprache hören. Liebe Leute, also lasst ein Follow da. Genauso wie ihr in unserer Community aktiv seid, könnt ihr natürlich dem Herrn auch ein bisschen folgen. Jede Menge interessante Videos. Auch er ein aufstrebendes Talent, macht alles in Eigenarbeit, Eigenregie. Wir durften heute hier Gäste sein. Many thanks. Thank you very much.
We'll definitely have to get you guys on again. I know the time zone is 6 hours for us, but we definitely got to partner up again. I want to see Jana come on, and show us that extra personality. You guys kind of showed it there a little bit. It was great. We'll have to dive into like some theme next time, and have you guys kind of have a go and tell us more about German wrestling because. In the U.S., we are, WWE, AEW, but I'm sure there's more over by you guys that we need to explore as well. So I'm glad we got the fandom side out of it. Maybe part 2, we dive into your local scene as well as what's different with American wrestling and German wrestling. That'd be a fun topic to unpack. So.
And like Jasper has done it in German, I would love to do it in French too for all the French wrestling fans out there. Bienvenue et grand merci de nous voir. Suivez les amis du cercle ici. Suivez cet magnifique monsieur parce qu'il fait un super beau travail. Suivez notre page AEW Fans Germanus as well. Et voilà, je vous souhaite une bonne soirée et merci de nous avoir suivre.
Very nice, very nice. Now we got to work on getting someone from France on here, and hopefully they speak English as well. All right, guys, we're gonna play that video. Beautiful. Stumbling on my own words here. Beautiful video package. And if you want to hang out in the lounge, we will chat after. And I can't thank you guys enough for taking the time out of your day to join us here at Friends of the Squared Circle. But take care. And again, I can't thank you enough. Here comes that video package. Hey, friends, thanks for tuning in to yet another exciting episode of Friends of the Squared Circle, where I'm your host, Crander Q, a.k.a. my real name. Now let's jump into the sponsors, shall we? Make sure to check out ChefKeithFoods.com for all of your salsa needs. The best made fresh since 2019. Flavors include Ragin' Reaper, Hoppin' Habanero, Groovy Garden, and more. Check out that website today. Also, check out our friends over at Superior Creations for all of your custom tumbler needs. They are on Facebook.com/Superior Creations MN. Also, Darren Corbin, give him a like on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok. Yes, Darren Corbin is on TikTok. And another great way to support Darren is by checking out Patreon.com/Darren Corbin, where tiers start at just $1. Last but not least, make sure you give us a like and follow on all of our social medias as well. We want to thank you for being a friend of the Squared Circle. Tune in for more episodes. Also, if you want to get merch for yourself, you can check out friendsofthesquaredcircle.org for all of those needs. And it's your boy, Crander Q. Crander Q out.
What? No, it's not even mine. I just clicked on it.